I've heard lately that America is having troubles, that many Americans are hurting. Whose fault is that? Where is the root of all America's troubles? Is it the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, the Iranians? I just happen to know the answer. Let's find out. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Letters to King. We're living in today's Russia explained by the insider you can trust. I started my channel 2 years ago to share information about Russia. I learned that most of information that foreigners get about my country is BS. It's either fake news or propaganda or simply it's not truth. So, I figured it would be nice to share truthful information about how it is to be living in Russia. Recently, a very interesting thing happened. I started receiving more information than I was giving out. I ran into this group of people called preppers, led by the Pinball in his channel Pinball Preparedness. I was pretty amazed. Very nice people discussing topics that just resonate with me. And I keep on watching Pinball Preparedness and the like channels more and more. And a very, very interesting and very disturbing thing happened. I started receiving more and more information about the United States. You see how it works. I initially intended just to share information, but now I've been receiving information from, from universe, okay, from people. What I have been receiving, what I've been hearing is very disturbing. I hear that a lot of decent, good people in the United States are struggling, hurting. They are out of jobs, they keep on losing their living standards, their houses, they run into troubles with this cancel culture in the United States. They're dissatisfied with their politicians, and overall life there is deteriorating. Pretty strange, because that's not America that I know. The country that I know never had cancel culture. Instead, it was an all-inclusive country, meaning anyone could find a place, a decent job, a house, a community. Everyone was included. There were two parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, working together on many issues, working for the public good on many bipartisan issues. They fought, but, not too terribly. They mostly worked together. America that I know had an opportunity for everyone to have a decent job and to make a good living. As one of my friends told me a long time ago, he said, if you have a pair of hands and a willingness to work, then you're gonna be absolutely fine. That's the country I know. And all of a sudden, what I've been hearing is shocking. So I've given it a thought. Why all of this has happened? I've heard many discussions about the Russians meddling in the USA elections, the Russian hackers hacking their things into the government business. Are the Russians the major cause of all America's troubles? Nope. The Chinese installed bugs into every electronic device sold in the US and, listening and wiretapping regular Americans. That's why the America's having troubles. The North Koreans, warmongers? I don't think so. The Iranians, Shia Muslim mean by nature? No, my friends. No, I think I know just the answer of what the real problem of all, troubles in America. And my American friends, please don't start throwing stones into me. Just hear me out and think on what I'm about to say. I'm going to share a very personal story with you. 21 years ago, I fell in love with a beautiful American girl, Bonnie Jean. 1/3 Irish, 1/3 English, 1/3 Native American, Cherokee Indian. She was absolutely wonderful. She was bright, beautiful, educated, smart, funny, you name it. She was not only my wife, the girl who I married, but she was also my friend. We have 2 children together, Sky and Jake. Bonnie was absolutely incredible. Just one thing I couldn't understand about my first wife. She never voted. I asked her once, I said, Bonnie, why don't you just go ahead and vote? And there was a fierce battle between George W. Bush and Al Gore back then, late 99. And she told me, listen to the answer, because it's very, very, extremely important. She told me, I'm not educated enough to make right decisions about who to vote for. Think about it. I'm not educated enough to make the right decisions. Well, I said, listen, it's easy. Educate yourself. All it takes couple hours, learn about the candidates. She said, no. I don't have time for that. That's not important. That's just not a part of my life, politics. I'd rather go to a shopping mall, do some shopping. I'd rather go to hang out with my friends or go to the beach. But no. And she never voted. Never voted on congressional level, senatorial level, gubernatorial level, presidential, nothing, nada. She forfeited her right to vote and to place her representative in the US government. And I witnessed the same thing happened with many people around, many Americans. They were forfeiting their sacred right to vote and just to influence political process somehow. People thought, hey, it's not important, it's not part of my life, I don't care. You see, I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand people not voting and forfeiting this right, because we in Russia never had a right to establish, to put our representatives into offices honestly. There was always, I wouldn't even go into Russian election system, but it was really strange for me that they didn't vote. And you know what has been happening? The politicians are people, just regular people, and there are many temptations when they're placed into the office and unchecked, they start working towards their own good instead of the public good. And in my opinion, that's what's happened with the United States. The politicians started going wild and unchecked doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing. So it's not the Russians, not the Chinese, not the North Koreans or Iranians, it's the Americans. The Americans who wouldn't be politically active, who wouldn't, check on their politicians on all levels, local, state, federal level, the presidential level. They have brought America to the point where it is right now. But wait, there is the light at the end of the tunnel. You see, if a strong big house catches on fire, it's everything inside is destroyed, the roof is half fallen. But if the foundation is strong, if the walls are thick and made of bricks or stones, then it's really easy to rebuild the house. I believe that America is like that big great house with excellent strong foundation. I believe that despite all the current troubles, it can be easily restored and rebuilt. And the recipe is very simple. All you have to do is wake up and take your right to vote back. You have to educate yourself on who is the good candidate. Put good people into the offices. Then check on them. And if they don't deliver on the promises, then bring them back, recall them, remove them, and put new good people into the offices. Keep on checking, because if they feel that they're checked at all times, they will start acting accordingly. They will start working towards public good, not their own good. You see, It's very, very simple. And American electoral system is not broken. It's just it's waiting for you to take charge back. And that's pretty plain and simple. Start doing it right now. My friends, just, wake up. Right now, you just had $2 trillion borrowed. You think it's a good thing? That's a terrible thing. Your inflation's gonna go up and you're gonna service this extra debt. I just saw a video today where Nancy Pelosi is bragging about fight for $15 minimum wage. Is she insane? Is she an enemy of the United States? She can't do that. It's up for businesses to decide how much money to pay and the employers. It's called capitalism. It's called free market, invisible hand. Okay, but if you oblige your employees to pay minimum certain amount, then that's a shift towards socialism. Okay, you can't do that. Start with these two issues. Try to reduce your debt, or at least get it under control, because there's not such a thing as free money, and start demanding answers on why people trying to establish minimum wage of $15. Who decided $15? And then who's going to benefit? Okay? Start waking up. If you found this video somewhat interesting, please consider liking it and subscribing the channel so you don't miss any further updates. And also, if you like it, please try to share my message to some of your friends at least. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Thank you.